New York boutiques, omakase temples, and chicken tenders in the Hamptons. The luxury spectrum is wide this week, and apparently delicious at every price point.
We're covering the rituals and spaces where people gather with intention, from Manhattan dining rooms to community empowerment events to stages lit up for art and music. Let's start with the experiences built around food, fragrance, and the table.
The question this segment keeps asking is what luxury actually means in 2026. Whether it's a boutique that smells like a salon, a 12-seat omakase counter, or Louisiana chicken tenders stacked in a tower by the water.
Michelle Mitchell's piece on Emmanuel, New York's first anniversary sets the terms clearly. The boutique, she writes, still believes luxury should feel personal instead of algorithmic. And the anniversary gathering, complete with a signature fragrance debut and a citation from Assemblywoman Rebecca Seawright, was designed to prove that.
The upshot is that Emmanuel isn't selling products so much as a version of New York many assumed was gone. Independent, tactile, eccentric. The fragrance, the candles, the couture, all of it functions as argument.
Mitchell's MITI New York piece takes a different angle on the same idea. 12 seats total, design drawn from Goshiki's 5 sacred colors, and a philosophy of restraint arriving directly into Manhattan's maximalist dining scene. Where Emmanuel offers pause through scent, MITI offers it through silence and precision.
Restraint as the boldest move in a city of caviar towers? That's a thesis worth testing.
And then there's the Popeyes and Surf Lodge collaboration in Montauk, also by Michelle Mitchell. Surf Lodge founder Jema Cardoso described it as fun, unexpected, unforgettable, and the partnership runs all summer. Chicken tender towers, co-branded merchandise, and a full venue takeover, bringing Louisiana flavor into one of the Hamptons' most storied concert venues.
From niche fragrance boutiques to omakase philosophy to hand-breaded tenders under the stars, the thread is the same. People want experiences that feel authored, not assembled, which is also what's happening on stages across the country. This segment is about the spaces, a refurbished cinema, a sacred basilica, a midtown club, where art and community remember each other.
El Indio Gordo's account of LAW at the Cutting Room on the eve of April 21 captures it directly. He writes that LAW treated Prince's songs like blueprints. He faithfully followed their outlines but punched out the windows and added new extensions. And the crowd responded to every unexpected turn.
So not a museum piece, a living argument that Prince's influence still has somewhere to go.
Stewart Cinema and Cafe, also covered by El Indio Gordo, makes a similar case for independent film. Moving from Greenpoint to Long Island City, the reopening brought vinyl from Uptown Vinyl Supreme, whiskey samplings, and a raffle, a grand opening built around community ritual rather than programming alone. And Luminescence, arriving at Philadelphia's Cathedral Basilica of Saints Peter and Paul on June 11 as part of America 250, scales that impulse to the monumental. 360-degree projection mapping across Renaissance-inspired vaulting, live choral performance, and a portion of proceeds supporting the cathedral's restoration. Michelle Mitchell's Hello Kitty and Bruno Mars piece rounds out the territory, tracking a pop-up universe traveling from Las Vegas through Glendale, Atlanta, Chicago, and Toronto.
From a 12-seat club in Midtown to a cathedral ceiling in Philadelphia. The scale changes, but the instinct is the same. Gather, witness, feel something together. That instinct is also the engine behind the empowerment work happening this season. This segment is about organizations and events that treat community gathering not as celebration for its own sake, but as infrastructure. Something that builds capacity and leaves people different when they walk out.
Michelle Mitchell's piece on the New York chapter Chum's Women's Empowerment Affair anchors that idea. She writes that what Chum's does through scholarships, community service, and intentional programming is create spaces where women are not just celebrated, but activated. The afternoon at the Merrick Golf Course Clubhouse honored Carmen Lloyd, Barbara Edwards, and Janine A. Corbin, with a keynote from Vanessa Baird Streeter, President and CEO of the Health and Welfare Council of Long Island.
Activated is doing real work there. It's the difference between an event that makes you feel good and one that changes what you do on Monday.
Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority's 94th South Central Regional Conference in Shreveport, also covered by Michelle Mitchell, makes that concrete. More than 6,000 members, an estimated $11.3 million local economic impact, and a check of more than $8,000 to Volunteers for Youth Justice. Dr. Sean E. Simmons framed it as betting on service and sisterhood.
That's a return on investment most galas can't claim.
Sonia Lubomirski's Spark Salon with unlikely collaborators approaches the same territory from the inside. Her book, How to Feel Loved, asks why people in connected relationships still report feeling emotionally invisible, and argues that perception itself is the missing bridge. The Ritz-Carlton and U.S. SailGP partnership brings hospitality into the mix, with race weekend packages on the Hudson designed to give guests front-row access to the New York Sail Grand Prix. And Art and Soul Hamptons, running July 17 through 19 in Southampton, with Celebrate Socialize Explore returning as a media sponsor, centers artists and storytellers in a space Mitchell describes as one where culture isn't just invited, it's centered. Don Julio 1942's limited edition FIFA World Cup bottle, also by Mitchell, closes the loop, framing collective celebration itself as the main event, with Thierry Henry, Tobin Heath, and Kristen Press raising the bottle in the Made to be Raised campaign.
Activation, investment, perception, access. The through line is that the most powerful gatherings this season are the ones that treat showing up as a practice, not an occasion. From a 12-seat omakase counter to a cathedral filled with light to a sorority writing a check, the common thread is intentionality. People building spaces that mean something. Next time, we'll see what else the city has decided to make into a ritual. There's always more.